welcome everyone to the Drip Report. I'm Michael Armanno here, the Drip Broker, your favorite Duval drip maker. That's me. And I'm here with Erin Meyers, one of the fantastic members here at Bespoke House, a very well-versed artisan in her own regard with a number of different mediums and inspirations. And I'm actually really excited to talk to her today here with you. So first of all, tell us a little bit about how you got involved in the art world, because you're not exactly an artist per se during your daytime life, are you?
No, I have two lives. I am an environmental scientist and I am also an artist. For me personally, I've always been an artist and I've always been obsessed with nature. I think my reverence for nature is sort of what inspires my creativity. And I always used to say that if I could do anything in the world, I'd want to be a field scientist out in nature, like playing in the woods. And then I would want to be an artist. And that's exactly how my life turned out. So I'm living the dream.
Yeah, sounds like a really amazing opportunity. You can absolutely see a lot of that inspiration in your work. Obviously, from some of the work, you can actually see her here in the background, but you're also featured here at Bespoke House and some of our galleries. Where else can we see your work here in Jacksonville?
I'm regularly featured at Femart Gallery, which is located on Riverside Avenue over in Brooklyn, Riverside. And then I'm also at the Art Center Collective, which is at 320 East Adams Street. I'm featured there every art walk. And you can catch my art there in the gallery Monday through Friday, but I'm also featured in every artwork there, or every art walk there.
Every art walk.
And just Bespoke is really my number one obsession. And then I also have another thing going that is it's sort of in the making with a friend of mine, Lexus, called the House of Strays. So we got a lot of things going right now.
That sounds like something we learn more about in another interview.
Yeah,
A little too early.
To be announced. But it's not ready yet.
That's some great sneak peek action.
Yeah, it's going to be cool.
That's the type of stuff you only get through the Jack's Local Radio Show. We've already got a little bit of a blurb going out there. So talking about your inspiration and your personal interest and how it translates into your artwork, when I'm looking out into nature and in the world, I certainly don't see this vibrant of color and aesthetic and reflection of light and all the different motion you add to your paintings and your creative work. So I'm wondering how that translates from your inspiration into the final piece. Do you add any type of mediums, any type of particular inspirations that you use to create such a vivid lifestyle of artistry here?
Well, actually, my whole brand or process or whatever is the fact that I never go into art with a plan. I like to just show up and have paint and sort of be inspired and grab the colors that I just feel like grabbing. I call it intuitive painting. It's not like I coined the term or anything. I'm sure a lot of people use the term intuitive painting, but that's just kind of how I say my process is. And then I just approach the painting, no plan. And then as I'm putting the colors together, I guess the critters show up. The critters just show up and I just roll with it. I know that's kind of weird, but I feel like it's more of and not to sound all hippy dippy or whatever, but it's like more of a receiving process than it is like, I'm going to make this.
Yeah, that's
It's just I show up with the colors and I play. Like you did when you were a kid. You would show up with some crowns and just be like, what's up? You wouldn't plan it.
Yeah, I feel like you definitely have to be in the right environment for that. You have to be in a good creative space. Do you ever run into roadblocks? And how do you kind of get through that? Because you're doing it on a whim. It's kind of channeling through you. So what type of methods or techniques do you have to get through roadblocks that you might run into?
It's all about breaking through the roadblocks. And that's I actually teach intuitive painting workshops, which I'll be teaching here at Bespoke soon. And that's where I kind of help people. I show them my process and I help them to practice my process, because I feel like if anybody has a desire to paint, then they are an artist. If you want to play with it, you should, because it doesn't matter who told you that it wasn't, you couldn't make money as an artist or there wasn't a purpose. Wanting to is the purpose, and it's okay to just do something because you want to. And people show up and I kind of give them the liberty and the freedom to paint through those little roadblocks. And then you learn those negative monologues are all you. And then once you detach yourself from those monologues, then it's like, holy shit, look at the art I'm creating. It's all of a sudden, you're always really surprised with how your art turns out. It leads into something really beautiful when you finally just let go and let yourself be who you want to be versus listening to all those little negative voices and mean things because you're really the only one judging yourself. It's not other people.
For sure. I try to take that into consideration with my clothing design as well. You know, a lot of times folks come in and have these preconceived notions of what it should look like, or, you know, how they want it to feel, or different things like that. So I try to let them take their guard down and then, you know, explore the process and show them what it could be like if you add a little bit of this or that, you know, whether it's a thread or a little bit of a shinier fabric or something like that. So I think it's cool giving people the space and opportunity and the freedom, if you will, like you said, in your workshops. The thing is breaking through that roadblock that we set up for ourselves a lot of times. You know, we don't think that we can do it, or we're not experienced enough, or we don't have the know-how. All that stuff is available to us. It's just a matter of sitting down, giving yourself the opportunity to take advantage of the opportunities in front of you, whether it's resources, space, time, or consideration of others, you know? So I feel like it's good.
That's one of the things that I love about Bespoke, is because it basically has an environment for people to show up to where everything's already set up for you. You have the supplies, you have a safe space where there's a good vibe. Everybody's super excited just to have the creativity going on around us. And so you come here, everybody's excited to be creating, and you have permission to just make stuff with us if you want to, you know. And I really love, and I mean, just my membership at Bespoke alone, though, I mean, financially, aside from that, like, I've already made my membership payment back 9 times within a couple weeks. So it's kind of crazy how when you get into this joyful space and you're just having fun and you're just making stuff, it's like the money just comes in.
Yeah, I think that's one of the important things we want. We try to stay very competitive, like with the pricing and stuff. We want this place to just be of service to the members. I'm a member myself, you know. When I have a consultation here, when I'm working with someone designing a suit, the environment means a lot. Most of my consultations are in-home, in office. So when someone steps out of their comfort zone and comes to a space of yours, you have to be able to give them the comfort level to be able to break through some of those, you know, little hurdles and things. So I think Bespoke House has done a really great job of that. I'm looking forward to seeing how this place grows with the adaptation from our members' input, because since you've become a member, we've seen the walls brighten up. We've seen new murals come into play. We've seen new activities and new workshops come into play. And each new member that we have here, we get all the same stuff. So it's all unique and it's diverse. So I think it's going to be a very creative energy around here. So I'm excited to have had you. Tell us where we can find your work. Do you have any particular links, pages, websites? Where can we find you? How do we support you?
Well, all of my art is for sale here at Bespoke. And then I also, my website is erinmeyersart.com, and that has links to prints and all kinds of things. And then I also have an online course. This is something that a friend of mine, Natalie Bogart, and we created together, and I'm going to be creating more of those courses. So for people who can't actually make it out to Bespoke to take those workshops, I hope you guys will go online, download those courses, and then we can paint together no matter where you are.
Yeah, I love that. We are definitely looking forward to seeing more workshops, courses, and artwork from Erin Meyers here. Don't forget, go ahead and check out all of those links. Connect if you'd like and support our artists here. There are a number of ways to do that. You can become a supporter of Bespoke House. You can support the artists directly by purchasing their work. Or if you just like coffee and want to buy a bag of the drip, you can do that too. And you can also be featured here on the Drip Report if you'd like through the Jack's Local Radio Show. So check out the Jack's Local Radio Show as well. And of course, you know me, the Drip Broker. I want to thank you for tuning in. It's been a pleasure to sit down with Erin Meyers and learn a little bit more about your creative process, what inspires you, and what's coming next. So we're looking forward to seeing her again and learning more about your next project.
All right.
I'm already looking forward to it. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.